Okay, welcome back to a new vlog. Let's try this again. This vlog is not going to get very far today because this battery has 8% and my other battery has 9%. So they're currently charging, but I'm not going to be here for like too much longer. But I did want to just check in with you guys. It's Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday. It's the end of the day. And I'm currently inputting all of my Student Treasures books. We did a Student Treasures book, which we always do, which is like the books that you can publish. I've been working on it for a while, and I'm just now entering all my stuff because I swear it doesn't matter how quickly I start or how soon I start a project, like before it's due, I will still be working on it until the minute that it's due. I don't know why I'm like that with things, but I am. Actually, it really wasn't my fault because I had parents who hadn't turned in their slips yet, so I was waiting for all of those. So that was actually kind of why, because I can't do anything until the parents have turned in the slips. So the book is like done. The book's been done. I just have had to enter the kids' orders. That's what I'm trying to say. So I have to do that, and then I'm working on report cards this week. So I actually think in this video is going to focus on like how I like stay sane on a crazy week. So this was like a super crazy week for us this week, and then kind of going into next week a little bit. So I thought it would be kind of nice to share with you guys some of my tips, I guess, for just surviving like weeks that you feel overwhelmed. But that's not gonna happen right now because I'm down to 5%. So I'll give you my little intro, and then I'll just talk to you guys tomorrow, I guess, because this isn't gonna get very far. My desk is a mess. I feel like my whole area is just like a disaster. Like, this just really needs to be cleaned up. I need to finish that, and then I'm gonna go home. I'm not gonna go to the gym today. I went on Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm gonna take a break today. And my in-laws are at our house helping Skylar with our front yard to try to finally get it done, because our front yard's just been a disaster since we moved into the house, and we've tried to like do little things and it just hasn't happened. So now that the baby's on the way, we're like trying to get it done. We painted our house over break as well, or like the outside of our house. So that has to be finished, and then like trying to do the front yard. So I'm at 2%, so I'm gonna go, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess. All right, happy Thursday. It's the end of the day, and I'm trying to figure out, my batteries are not dead, and I'm trying to figure out how to make this Abraham Lincoln craft. We've made it before, but I swear I have like pieces that are missing. My partner had printed all this stuff for me, but then I had one from last year that I never got to, and so I had extra pieces, so I had it printed on like construction paper, but like this year she had printed it on white paper. But I'm gonna use the construction paper, but I swear he's supposed to have a beard, which he does. Like, Abraham Lincoln has a beard, but I don't know, unless I threw it away. I don't think I did though. I'm so confused because I only have this. I have the head, and then I have the hat, and then this little piece is supposed to be like the collar or something. So it'd be like this, and then this, and then I guess this just kind of like goes on there, and then you close it. But I feel like he needs to have a beard, so I don't know. I'm also eating a Fun Dip, which, by the way, is not good. Like, they're kind of gross. Hence why I took like 3 licks, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of over that. So I'm gonna throw that away. This literally just says high sugar. That's so weird. Can you guys read that? That's weird. Yeah, these are very overrated. I don't know why the kids like these. I feel like I used to like them when I was a kid, and normally that kind of stuff I still kind of like it, except for those. Those are really bad. I don't know why anyone likes those. It tastes like, I don't know, it just was not good. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure this out because we're going to do this tomorrow. Inside of it is going to be these pages. So there's like a little, like a writing page. I'm not entirely sure how I want to use this yet. We took some notes on Abraham Lincoln a long time ago. We never got to finish it, but I figured it was never going to be irrelevant because it's just a famous person that we can learn about from our history. So I didn't get rid of it, and I just didn't finish it before because of Halloween. No. Valentine's Day. And then it has these that go on the sides of it. So, ooh, there's a name on here. I should actually look that up. Okay, so it turns out you draw the beard on with a crayon. And now that I see it, a picture of it, it brings back all the memories of doing this project a couple years ago, because I skipped it last year and then I couldn't remember what it looked like. But yeah, so you draw the beard on. Yeah, so anyway, figured that out. I was gonna talk this week I had like two things I wanted to talk about. One being, I told you guys actually recently that I went back to school, sort of. I have 13 units. I don't know how like most districts do it, but most districts that I've like been around or like know about, I guess most districts like in my area, they work on like a pay scale, and the more units you have, like if you have your master's, you move up on the pay scale, so on and so forth. So I was 13 units away from the next column, and then how many years you have, you like go to the column that you're on and then like how many years you're on it, and that's what your pay is. So I finished my master's and I was able to move over like 2 columns actually because of that. But in order to get to the last column, which is literally the last column, like you can't even get further than that, I needed 13 units, which is like nothing. So I was trying to figure out a way to get those done, because I'm like 13 units is holding me back. And it's like a good chunk of money per year that I would be making extra if I had gotten the 13 units finished. So I was like trying to figure out a way to get them done, and like in an easier way that's not like me having to go back to school like my master's, or do something that was just like a lot of like extra stuff that was going to take me a long time, or a lot of extra money. So this company had reached out to me, PDI. It's like web teaching, but it's like PDI at the same time. I don't know the difference between the two names, or if it's just web teaching PDI or PDI web teaching. But they had reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try one of their courses. So we ended up working together. So they are sponsoring me for this video and like for taking those classes. But yeah, so I'm doing 4 classes with them. Each of their classes are 3 1/4 units. So I literally needed 4 exactly. 4? 3 1/4. They must be 3 1/4. 3 1/4, 3 1/3. I feel like it's 3 1/3, but that wouldn't have equaled. That would be like an extra like half. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. So anyway, their classes are that, and I started my last one. I just finished it. So they can take as little as 3 weeks or as much as a year. You can take as long as a year. It's just literally at your own pace. You do it just on your own time, whenever you want to do it. And all the classes, like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so out of breath. I'm so sorry. All the classes are like super relatable to your classroom, like right now. Like some of my master's classes, it was like, I feel like it was like big picture kind of thing. And these ones are in a way, but I just feel like the master's ones like weren't quite as easy for me to like relate to like something specific maybe I'm doing like that day. Like I was working on like assessment, which is like just such a huge umbrella of things. But with this, like the last class I just took was on social emotional like skills and related to literature. So it was a lot of trauma based stuff. It like revolved all around trauma. So it was all about trauma. You guys, I literally just had to take like a 1 minute break to just breathe. Anyway, it was all about trauma, and I just feel like that's so relevant to literally, it doesn't matter where you work. If you work in a low income area, if you work in a high income area, like these kids have trauma and come to school with trauma and come to school with this chronic stress that is coming from home life, of literally anything. I don't think it's like specific to like different areas. I literally think that if you're a teacher, you're dealing with students who have dealt with trauma. Some maybe more than others, but we all deal with students who have traumatic events in their life. Something even as like simple as moving a house can be considered a traumatic event in certain children. So the class was just like super spot on to just, I feel like the kids that I see all the time, like not just like at my school, but like literally anywhere. Like at my old school, when I was student teaching, like all these kids would like come to my brain of like, oh my gosh, they were totally struggling with things like that as I was taking this class. So I wrote down a couple like things that I wanted to point out to you guys as I was taking the class that I noticed that one, when they had signed me up for the first class, because I told them which classes I wanted to take, all the rest of the ones I'm doing are reading, which I'm super excited about because I love to share my like reading tips and tricks with you guys. But the class, I did my master's like in person because I hate doing online stuff of trying to figure something out when it's online and I don't just like have someone there to ask me. So when they had signed me up for my class, I was even like dreading logging in because I just didn't want to like learn how to use the program. You guys, it was literally the easiest thing ever. Like getting onto the program and just like navigating the whole system was so easy. Like after I was done, I was like, okay, now I feel stupid that I didn't do that right away. So logging in and just like using their platform was super, super easy. That was one thing I wrote down. The other thing that was super nice was the class was just like straightforward. The expectations were like listed out. It was like unit 1, 2. That one had 6 units, and I don't know if all of them are 6 or if they kind of range. I can update you guys on that once I've taken my other classes, but this one was 6 units, and each unit had reading that you had to do, and then like an assignment that went with it, and then a little quiz. There was a book that I had to purchase. It was a really good book, though. I actually really enjoyed it. I like reading, and I haven't read that much since like my own kind of stuff, which it felt like my own kind of book. It didn't feel like my master's where it was like forced reading. I don't know. It just felt different. Another thing that I really liked was after I was done with my assignments, they graded them really fast within, I would say probably within like usually like the next day. And I'm sure every professor is probably a little bit different, but I do think that most of them probably do grade it pretty fast. And she was super, super nice. Her name was Rita. And she, like, you could tell she actually read the assignment. Like some teachers, you know, when you could just get a grade and you're like, I don't think you actually read that, but whatever. And that one you could like actually tell because she gave you feedback that was like very specific to what you had wrote, which just like gives you, I don't know, that like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like, it like motivates you because you know that like they've thought you did a good job, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I felt like she actually had read my assignments. And then with the classes, you can do professional development units. I know some states, I believe, you have to get, or maybe even districts, you have to have professional development units like per year or something like that. We don't have to do that, but so you can get professional development units, or you can also buy the university credits. Here it's through UCSD, UC San Diego. I don't know if it would be like that for every state, if it's always UC San Diego, or if it's just because I'm in California, that could be a slight difference. I'm not entirely sure, but they have university credit regardless. I feel like it's probably UCSD for everyone, but I don't know that for sure. And then you just pay an additional price, obviously, for the university credits. You take the class at a certain price, and then you can buy the credits. You just have to buy them like when you're buying the class. So you need to know that you like want the university credit when you're taking it. But their prices are really good. And starting March 1st, running through sometime in March, they are offering 25% off on all of their courses, which is crazy. That's a quarter off of them. So if you go onto their website, it'll be like on their front page, I believe, or if you go into their Instagram, they usually have it on there as well. But I will have everything like linked down below for them. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the reading one, so I'm going to be sharing a lot with you over the next like couple months of the reading stuff that I've learned, and just I'm so excited to get some new like reading tips and tricks to use with my kids. That's just one thing that like really interests me. I would love to do like a reading specialist or something one day. I used to hate teaching reading, and now it's become one of my absolute favorite things. So I'm excited for those classes. This was the only one that was not reading based. All the rest of them, I can't even remember the classes that I picked. I want to say I did one on guided reading. And then actually, I can tell you what the one I'm currently enrolled in, I haven't started because I just finished my other one. I do a lot of it like after school. I'll just do like a little piece each day or whatever. The next one I'm doing is comprehension, the key to successful reading, and it's for K-3 specific. And so some of their courses are like specific to like a range of grade levels, which I think is nice because then you're not, I don't know, like the one I just took was for every grade level, but it kind of made sense because it was relevant to any grade level. However, not all things are relevant to all grade levels, especially when you're talking elementary and you're talking reading. K-3 reading is a lot different than, you know, like 4 through 6 reading. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. And now that I've talked for literally ever, the other thing I was going to share, I will actually just wait to share till tomorrow because I wanted to talk about how I've stayed sane on a super busy week. But I have to go home and film my teacher tuber baby shower, which is so exciting. We actually, I don't know if I ever said that. Some of my really like close friends on YouTube, they threw Shelly and I like a baby shower, like a virtual baby shower. And so they sent us Shelly and I, because Shelly just had her baby, Early Adventures. They sent both of us gifts for like our babies as like a baby shower gift, and then we're gonna open on a camera. They filmed themselves buying the gift, and so all those videos will go up Saturday. So actually you'll see that video before you see this one. This won't go up till later next week, but yeah, so I'm so excited to go home and like open them all. And you guys, I seriously love the people that I've met through YouTube and Instagram. Like, they're the best people ever, and I just love them. So I'm super excited to see a lot of them at Q coming up. I'm going to see Kate. She's going to come stay with me out there. Darren. Marie. And who else? I can't even, why is my brain blinking? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go home and do that video, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Hello, happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's the end of the day, and I'm in like such a good mood right now because my team was just like super productive in our PLC. We decided to go ahead and take our like proficient students. So we had this, I had a whole PLC day on Tuesday this week, and we talked a lot about how like the idea of someone having like the capacity and the compassion to basically do something with kids, and like most teachers obviously have the compassion, and then if you teach that grade, like you have the capacity. But like if you were to put like a high school teacher in like elementary school, they might have the compassion to do it, but they don't have like the capacity to do it because it's just such a different world. So that kind of thing. So we were talking about just like wasting the capacity of somebody who's like an able body of doing things. And we have a lot of students who, not a lot, but we have quite a few students across our grade level who are proficient at basically anything that you throw at them. Like, they're those kids that you just know right away they've got it or they're gonna get it. And we're kind of wasting a whole teacher during our win time, not like our whole group, or not like our class time, but our win time. We're kind of almost in a way like wasting a teacher's resources on those kids because they could be used to help like catch other kids up. Those kids are very independent. They can be very self-sufficient. And so we spent a whole like 45 minutes and also talking about this morning about how to kind of take that 5 or 6 kids in each of your classes and actually keep them in your own group. Rather than them going off to one of the teachers, she would take a group that maybe has like mastered the standard, but like they're the ones that maybe it's not like perfectly mastered, or they're like not 100% of the time, that kind of thing. And then the kids who kind of always have mastered it or whatever, they stay in your own classroom, and then they're working on some sort of like extension activity, but like on their own or with collaborative partners. So we're going to do partners. But so basically next week they're doing a research project, and the end goal will be like a poster by the end of the week. So they'll work on it for like 30 minutes each day for that win group time. And then we're not wasting like one teacher's capacity in teaching kids who already know it and like trying to extend them when we've got so many kids who like don't know it, who need like the help. So we're just trying to like use our resources more efficiently, and I think that's a really good way of us doing it. So we're gonna try it out and see how it goes. But like I only have 4 from my class that will actually be staying back that I can kind of trust to like do that. And we'll see, like it might not work out, but it's worth a try. So anyway, I am what am I doing? I just got sidetracked by my phone. I'm filming the videos. So we kind of split up our jobs. So one of my partners is going to do all the tech stuff, like she's going to make a Google Classroom for these kids and then put everything in it each day that they need. And then I'm in charge of filming the videos so that they have instructions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film myself giving the instructions, and I printed out all the pages. So I'll have an instruction video for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then kind of just tell them what to do, and then I can send them, like, I don't have to actually like do anything with that group during that time, because I will have a group of my own students, or I'll have my own group in my class at that time, and I work with students who are like at a certain level, so they're not like involved in that group at all, so they'll be kind of self-sufficient, but they have those videos and they have each other to kind of help them. So we're gonna see how it goes. I think it'll be really good. I'm so excited to get them started next week, and eventually we'll do it for math too, but like one step at a time. So I just feel like our other students will benefit from it so much, because we don't have these kids who are either sitting there bored or like, I don't know, they're just kind of not, they shouldn't be there. Like, they don't need tier 2 instruction when they're like 100% tier 1 kids. So yeah, that's our plan. I've got a huge mess of just like stuff kind of everywhere, but I need to film those, and then I'm going to kind of figure out, it's already 4:15. I just got back in my classroom like not very long ago, but I think I'm going to stay late and just kind of bust stuff out, because I am motivated right now and I don't have anything going on tonight. So yeah, I also was going to say, like, this week has been a crazy week, and one thing that I've been doing is I could have like really freaked out about my report cards, but because I basically have done them all in 1 week. Normally I usually will do them over like 2 weeks, but because last week we had the week off, I like didn't do them last week, and I should have, but I didn't. And I didn't have all my data like quite ready. This week just kind of, or that week that we had off, kind of fell in like a bad place of report cards being due. And then report cards are due a little bit earlier than normal because of just different reasons. So each night though, I've just been trying to work for like a little bit. Like, I very could easily in my normal life would have like freaked out and just been like super stressed about it, but I just kept telling myself like I will work on it a little bit each night. I sit on the couch, like I don't even do it at school. I've been sitting on the couch and like doing it while I put on a show or a YouTube video, and something that like I can kind of do at the same time that I like, and like be comfortable I am doing it, and I'm just getting through like an hour or so, and I'm like pretty close to being done. I didn't end up doing anything last night because I had to film that video, and then that was like a mess. Oh my gosh, you guys, I brought the charger here for my batteries, and then I took the battery off the charger when I left here. Excuse me, I put it in the camera because I was like, oh, I want a battery that's at 100%, and it was literally at 9%, and it said it was green. I don't know what happened, so I couldn't figure out how to charge it, and like the video has to go up tomorrow, and I needed it today or I couldn't film it today because it has to go up at like 5 a.m. tomorrow, and it needs to be edited. And Skylar will do that like during the day today. So yeah, it was a mess. And then my memory card was like running out of footage, and I was trying to find my other memory card and I couldn't find it. And Skylar's just laughing at me because he's like, your baby brain is just so real. But it actually was underneath his keyboard, so joke's on him. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't do any of my report cards last night, and then I had to make shirts. I made this shirt for myself because my Altruismo shirt does not fit. My one that I got from when I went to RCA, it doesn't fit me, obviously. So I made myself one, and then I had other shirts for staff members that had to be made, that I just was waiting to make, procrastinating on making. So yeah, I didn't get anything done last night, but I just really tried to like just remind myself like it will get done. And there was other things that had to get done, and I was just like, you know what, I kept telling myself it will get done and it's fine. And I wasn't so stressed this week. Like, even my DRAs, like, they're technically not done yet. They should have been done today. They're not done, and I'm not freaking out. Like, they'll get done when they get done, and I'll spend Monday doing it, and it is what it is. But it'll get done when it gets done, and that's the best I can do. So I don't know, if you're ever having like a week like that, like, just remind yourself like by the end of the week it's going to get done, and yeah, don't stress out because it will get done. So I'm gonna film these, and then I'll catch up with you guys after that. All right, it's 5:30, so it's been like an hour since I last caught up with you guys, and I'm starting to crash. I just sat down for like 30 minutes probably doing all of my like lesson planning in my book. I've been trying to be like better. It sounds so silly, but I've been trying to be better about like adding stickers and doing like cute colors because it just like excites me more. I don't know why. Just to like make everything like look nice and look pretty, it like excites me more to want to do it and like get it done. So I was trying to figure out what that noise was. It's music. Apparently I didn't turn it down all the way. So I got all that done, and then now what am I doing? I was getting wipes because I'm gonna clean my tables because we've had everyone not sick like now, but I want to keep that from happening again. This camera is so heavy. Oh my gosh. I just can't hold it. I need to now go through my plans though, and there was like a couple things that need to be like found. Like I need to find what am I trying to say? Reading passages for my WIN group. So I'm going to do that, and then everything else is pretty much ready. I didn't really have anything else that needed to be prepped for this coming week because everything is pretty much like already done. All of our centers are all good and everything like that. So I'm going to find that. I already found a passage for our writing for next week. We're doing informational writing. I already found a passage last week and we never got to writing this week, or I guess this week. I never got to the writing, so I'm going to use the same passage. We were working on informational writing, but we were doing it with like animals kind of specifically, and then kind of giving them like, I want you to find like these 3 things within the passage and then write it informational. And now I want to kind of gear into more like, here's an informational passage and what do you kind of deem as important? So kind of getting them away from like supporting them so much of like, go find these 3 things, to like, okay, what you read this passage now, what do you think is important and what should you write about in your informational like paragraph? So that's kind of my plan for writing as we go further along. Yeah, we did finish our little Abraham Lincoln's today, which I was talking about yesterday. Those got done, so I'm good with those. I'm trying to like do one little project or so a week because we have open house really early this year, and normally we don't have it until like the end of May, and this year it's in like April sometime. So I'm trying to get like at least one little like craftivity kind of done each week, or something to put in their box because we do those pizza boxes. But I'm trying to, so we'll see if that's gonna happen. Pizza boxes are gonna get done. Whether or not there's gonna be a lot of stuff in there, I don't know. So I'm gonna clean the tables, and then I guess I could just end off the vlog here. It's probably like a really chatty vlog. It's literally in the same spot like the whole time. I'm sorry. I will try to be better next week. I don't know why, I just felt like talking a lot this week, but I hope you guys understand. So if you're feeling like you've got a crazy week, just chill yourself out and realize that like it will get done, and figure out a way to like make it not so bad. Like my way was just to do it sitting on the couch and not like doing it in a place like I just don't feel as comfortable working in my classroom sometimes. Like right now I'm okay, but doing something like that I just feel better doing it at home, like on the couch, watching a show, doing something I enjoy, and not feeling like I have to rush to get it done because I want to go home. And then I had something else I was going to say, and it just, train left the station. I don't know. So I'll share with you guys next week how the inquiry, we're calling them inquiry groups, how those little groups kind of go. We'll see. I think it's going to go well. I think they'll enjoy it. I think the first week is going to be messy just because it is with anything that's kind of new when the kids don't know what they're doing. But I do think it's going to like get really good, and they're going to really enjoy it, and we're just going to be using our resources like to the best of our like capabilities, I guess, use them the most efficiently. So I'm excited to see kind of how we can help these kids grow a little bit. So the whole reason I even brought that up was because we had sat down on Tuesday when I had my PLC like all day. I'm the like grade level leader, so I was the one who went to the meeting, but I sat down with a 3rd grade teacher who's one of my like really close friends here, and we talk like literally all the time, but I guess we just never really dig into like our standards from 2nd to 3rd, and my eyes were like, oh my gosh, like I was able to learn so much from her in that hour that we spent talking. then like it was just crazy. And so I was able to take all that back to my team today and at our PLC, and it was just like awesome to be like, hey, like we got to change things up because this is the things that they're not coming to third grade ready for. And then we have a whole day of planning, which is what started that, because we spent all day on Tuesday, or we spent an hour on Tuesday planning out what that day is going to look like, because we have a whole day of planning with second and third grade together coming up soon. I don't remember, it's like in a couple weeks. So we decided like what we were going to kind of focus on that day to make our time the most efficient. So I'm so excited for that day to kind of sit down with them and like really get some clarity on like what our kids need to know going into third grade, because we want to prepare them the best that they can and not like have them drown. So super excited. Yeah, I'm gonna go and clean and have my weekend. So I'll catch up with you guys later. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and make sure if you haven't already subscribed, you subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.